Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today is the final day at the ABR. This is the Sunday. This is going to be the last ride for me. I'm going to go check out the Yamaha Tenere, the Rally Edition. This is the big boy. Let's see what it's like. Right, come on Amy B, let's go take a look at it before we take it for a ride. I can't believe you're wearing the Ducati top in the Yamaha stand, you traitor. Anyway, this is the bike over here that we're just going to be about to take out. So I'm going to take this Rally out on one of your demo rides in a minute, and we just want to find out the main difference with this bike, because this is the new one for 2025.
It is, yeah.
So what's different from, let's say, the standard Tenere there?
Okay, so firstly, there's been some updates for 2025 over the previous models. They're subtle, because I think one of the things that our customers were telling us that they liked about Tenere was that it didn't have a lot of tech.
Right.
So the idea being, that's a strange thing to boast about, admittedly, but the idea, I think, that if you've got pretensions about banging it around Dakar and something goes wrong, you can fix it. However, the fundamental differences for 2025 are that we've gone for our ride-by-wire throttle.
That's right, yeah.
And we've had it for ages on our other models in the lineup.
Is that upset a few people? Or?
A little bit.
It takes a bit of getting used to, doesn't it? You know,
it does,
people don't like change so much.
But one of the reasons they didn't like it, thanks Paul, was that just in case it goes wrong, how they're going to fix it. But we're pretty confident
that it's not going to go wrong.
And the engine in particular, because as you probably know, we've had that CP2 700cc twin for 11 years. It started in the MT-07, and it's great.
It works.
It's a reliable lump. We've also changed the switchgear as well, so we've got, instead of having there used to be a little scroll wheel.
That's right, yes.
We've got the joystick now.
Okay, nice.
And the dash has got a little bit more connectivity. But fundamentally, the Tenere hasn't changed. The chassis, the engine, it's what people have come to expect from it. The differences between the models that you can see here, so this is the Rally. This and the standard bike here, this has got a lot of accessories on, but this would be the standard bike. They're both identical, except for the fact that the Rally is an exercise in some accessories. The paint job that men of a certain vintage look at and go, yeah, I get that. The wheels, it's got the upgraded KYB suspension at the front, and you've got the the Rally pegs.
Nice big wide pegs.
The Rally seat as well, which makes it the taller of our model, so it's 890mm seat height. Right. The standard bike is 875mm. And again, chassis-wise, the engine is the same, except you've got the normal forks at the front. That's it. So there's not much differences between the two. And the one on the end, which we have had a lot of attention with,
I've just been sitting on that, and
is the low.
And I've just been saying this because sometimes, especially if you're taking that next step and you're going for that kind of middleweight adventure bike, it's sometimes for people it's getting your feet down.
100%.
You know, even though when you gain more experience, you realise you don't need to get both your feet down. But when you're starting out,
it's a confidence thing.
It's a confidence thing.
And especially if you've got any ideas about going off-road, because there's often a bit of uneven camber or a divot, you just want to know that you can get your foot down.
And so how's that work then? Have you lost a bit of travel on it?
Yes.
So but it's not compromised the off-road capabilities?
There's two fundamental things that they've done to it. The first is the subframe has been modified, so the whole seat sits slightly lower on the bike. And then the rear shock has got, I think it's can't be certain if I'm right about this, but I think it's 20mm less travel. Okay. Similar at the front of the bike. So unless you're Paul Torres, it's unlikely that you're going to pick up on that. So again, it should be able to do everything that these can do, except that you've got the option to actually get your foot down.
That's brilliant. I think that's a great idea. And and like I say, made it more accessible for the shorter rider. And
there's a lot of them. Self-included. So
I'm there. Cheers, buddy.
No, you're very welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you.
No worries at all.
So Yamaha has got to be one of the best stands at the ABR for 2025, I think, for the amount of demo bikes they brought with them. Check out this lot. Yamaha had bought over a dozen Teneres with them to the ABR Festival 2025, and I'm just about to jump on the new Rally version. But first of all, we get a briefing from one of the instructors to tell us what's what.
So when you press and hold this button here on the left-hand side of the handlebar, you'll see it comes up with the ABS off-road there. So most of the bikes should be set up, okay, with the rear ABS off and the front on when you press that button there. You have PWR1 and PWR2. PWR1 is sport mode, PWR2 is explore mode. It changes the engine mapping in the sport mode. It's obviously more responsive with the throttle, and in the explore mode it's slightly softer there. So you can change that. The bikes will be all set differently.
For beginners.
So explore, you'll find it, yes, if you're less experienced, it's you know, smoother on the throttle really. To change the mode, because it could be any different power mode, press the mode button on the right hand side of the handlebar. Okay, brings up the menu across the bottom. When it's in there, if you just flick it up, it goes to explore, you flick it back down, it goes to sport, and that's as simple as that.
I do like the simplicity of the Yamaha Tenere. What they've done is refine it for 2025, but not overcomplicate it, especially when you're about to ride off-road. Okay, so let's get that ABS switched off straight away. Hold that down for a few seconds, and there we go, we've got that on the screen. So we're in Explore, which is kind of what I'm going to start with, but you have got to come to a stop, which means yeah, it's a shame you can't do that on the fly where you can just drop off the throttle, but yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. New dash for 2025, like that. Nice and colourful, bit bigger, still in the portrait style. So I've got to try and get on this bike. It's 910mm. Right. So yeah, first thoughts, just got on the bike. Actually, doesn't feel that bad. Just get it fired up. Got a bit of movement in the rear shock there. Got no mirrors on it. We've got that electronic throttle. No cable. Sounds nice. Sounds like a Tenere. Here we go. Let's get moving. It's going to be a bit dusty out there. It's been very dry over the last few days. Yeah, you certainly know you're sat on this bike. I'm on the perch. Like I say, it's a little bit higher, 910mm. It might be a little bit intimidating for some people, but I think once you get moving, you're all right. You just got to be a little bit mindful when you come into a stop. I like the fact that we've got that ABS button there just to switch off that rear ABS into that off-road position. So I've just come to a stop, and for me, I've just got to get my left arse cheek off the seat a little bit. You know, I'm kind of 5'9", and but you know, I don't find this bike intimidating. But this is the more extreme bike, really. For the probably for the more experienced off-road rider. It's got that bit more travel in the suspension. The foot pegs are nice and wide on this one, so I'll just give them a try. And yeah, you feel like you've got plenty of surface area there. So this is the Sunday, and there's a lot of people leaving already. It's about lunchtime or 11 o'clock AM. So yeah, there's a lot of people packing up to leave this kind of 4-day adventure bike festival. So I am kind of hoping there's going to be less people on the trail. So yeah, already just getting on that throttle feels like it's definitely in that other mode where it's not kicking up so much. So we're not in the sports mode basically. Can move around on the bike nicely. Oh, we've got some serious dust. Let's leave a bit of distance so we can see where we're going. So yeah, I'm in second gear, and let's just get on that throttle a bit. Yeah, I mean the bike picks up nice, and I like this mode, this Explore mode, which is a little less aggressive on the throttle. It's still got plenty of power there though, you know, picks up nice. It feels smoother than when I rode the Extreme last year. Yeah, and we've got that ABS off as well. Just tried that back brake. Yeah, the brakes feel good. Oh, that suspension just feels so plush. The KYB suspension feels nice. So yeah, I guess over the last 12 months I've kind of been on that mission to find that, you know, that middleweight adventure bike that I want. And I was kind of looking at the 2024 model, but I think I'm more interested in this 25 model on the basis that it's got that nice colour TFT screen now. We've got those modes on the bike that we never had before. Whether I'd go for the rally version or not, I don't know, but at the minute this feels comfortable, it feels nice. I like the colour as well. It's like that sky blue colour. I'm definitely eating some dust here. Let's drop off a bit. Let's drop off. Let's create some distance. Yes, the pickup on that, whoa, beautiful. Suspension's nice. Let's get on the brakes a little bit harder. Yeah, I feel like I've got a nice control over this bike. The seat feels comfortable as well, that's kind of nice. The geometry feels good. The ergonomics are nice. I believe we've got the Pirelli Scorpion Rally tyres on. Rode a few bikes with them on. They seem to be a capable tyre for the bike. Yes, hitting a couple of divots, and that front suspension is just taking it with no problem. You can really move around the bike. Whoa! I like the standing position, like Yamaha always do. They get that absolutely crack on. It's comfortable. I feel like I can just stand on the pegs for a long time. After spending time on both the Aprilia Touareg 660 Rally and now the new Yamaha 700 Rally, I've got to say I feel more at home with the Tenere. There's just something about it, the way it handles, the way it puts the power down, and the overall feel that clicks with me more. The Touareg is an impressive bike, no doubt, but the Tenere just feels right at this moment in time. The KTM 890 Aventura is still in that category as well. I've not ruled out that bike, and it will be a decider, I think, in 2025 which one I actually go for. Up the dusty hill. Nice little jump as we go up. And like I said, that suspension feels absolutely brilliant. Still quite busy on the Dunlop Trail. This is where they do all the testing at the ABR. We've even got some of these 4x4s on the trail where I think that's, is that new? I don't know. What is that? I don't even know what that is. So we're just going to bypass that bit, get past it. Alright, time to get on the gas a little bit. See what the pickup's like up the incline. Yes! Like a hot knife through butter. Just carves its way through that bit of a hill. We change this. I've just pressed the mode button. Oh yes. Sport, so off the little joystick on the left. We've got PWR1 is the sport, and like I said, that's the mode I've been in Explore, so we'll put it in the sport, and let's just switch the engine off.
Good, alright, busy. Yeah. With everything. Four-wheel drive, coves that stop and break down in the middle of the track.
So the other thing I like about these Teneres is the geometry with the side stand as well. It's great, you can just step up onto the bike. The instructor was just saying it's got a bit of chaos on the lanes because basically it's part of our group as well. Basically one of the co-fays broke down, so it's holding everybody up. So let's see if it remains in the setting I left it in. Click the mode, yep, so everything's fired back up. I think we have to engage the traction control, the ABS, is that off? Yeah, so you have to press that again, which I think you can do it on the fly. So yes, we are in sports mode. I don't know how much use we're going to get out of this. Just going down this little bit of a descent. Oh yes, I can feel a noticeable difference already. That throttle response picks up really quickly. Yes, get on the brakes. Yeah, this is a fun bike. Maybe built for probably a better rider than me, but I don't feel like it's out of my depth for sure. A little bit worried about the, you know, the kind of the seat height initially, but now we've just had a couple of little stops, getting on and off the bike feels absolutely fine. I think once you get used to kind of riding more off-road stuff, then, you know, you kind of forget about that seat height and enjoy the reasons why it is a bit higher. Come off then. But yeah, that sports mode, yeah, it's definitely livened everything up. I'm stuck behind these bloody 4x4s. Why they don't give them a separate route, I don't know. Yes, this bike is a beaut. It's just chomping through the dirt. You know what? And it feels so manageable as well. Like, you can literally just sort of move around on the bike so well, so comfortable. Yeah, they've kind of closed off this this little jump to the left now, which had a couple of goes on this over the weekend, but I think it's just getting a little bit too dangerous. I mean, that sports mode, just going up that bit of a slope, it was just spinning up, trying to get traction. Always a difficult one at the ABR because, like I say, so many other test bikes out at the same time, but it does give you a nice taster. You know, you don't get to do this really when you're borrowing from the dealership so much, and yeah, it's a nice little, you know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, have a little ride round, see what you think, and I think that is enough time just to give you that initial feel to the bike. Whoa! Yeah, I do like the updates for 2025 with Yamaha, and I like the fact that, you know, they make tweaks to these bikes that improve them without compromising everything else, because, you know, this bike is built for reliability as well as everything else, and that's what you need in an adventure bike. You know, being stuck on a hill on a mountain somewhere in the middle of nowhere because of a software issue or, you know, a sensor, you're not going to get that with this bike. All you're going to get is just a machine that does the job you need it to, and that's what you're paying for. And I think value for money, this is probably the best middleweight adventure bike out there without a shadow of a doubt. And this is like the happiest ABR guy. So guys, that was the Yamaha Tenere 700 Rally for 2025, a new bike, and what a great bike it is as well. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you ain't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one.